It's not often that a relatively inexpensive air defense weapon is able to make a $1 trillion fighter program obsolete. But the $500 million S-400 missile system has done precisely that, to America's brand new F-35 stealth fighter. With a tracking range of 600 kilometers and the ability to hit targets 400 kilometers away at a blistering speed of 17,000 kilometers an hour, faster than any existing aircraft, the S-400 is a truly scary weapon if you are facing its business end. First deployed by Russia in 2010, each S-400 battalion has 8 launchers, a control center, radar, and 16 missiles available as reloads. Unlike the overhyped U.S. Patriot missile that turned out to be a dud in battle, the S-400 was designed to create the daddy of Iron Domes. The S-400 will have the effect of turning a defensive system into an offensive system, and extend China's anti-access, area denial, umbrella over the territory of American allies and the high seas. But first, a bit of background. The S-400 was developed to defend Russian airspace, and a few hundred kilometers further, against missiles and aircraft of all types, including stealth. Because it is a highly potent and accurate weapon that can tip the balance of power in any war theater, Moscow has long resisted the temptation of exporting even its older iteration, the S-300, to troubled allies Syria and Iran. An S-300 missile fired from, say, Damascus, will blow away an aircraft over central Tel Aviv in about 107 seconds, giving the Israelis just enough time to say their prayers. This is precisely because the S-series missile systems can so dramatically upset the military balance that Israel has pressured Russia against introducing it into the Middle East. Israel has also warned it would go after Syrian S-300 batteries with everything it's got. Russia and the US have traditionally adopted different military strategies. During the Cold War, the US relied upon carrier-based aircraft to project power in the Western Pacific. And the strategy continues today. The Russians, on the other hand, decided these floating airfields were easy targets for their shore-based, long-range aviation, and anti-ship cruise missiles. If it came to war, waves of long-range bombers, such as the Tu-95 backfire, would take off from safe bases, deep in continental Russia, fire their powerful cruise missiles, from safe stand-off distances, and blast the carriers out of the water. The Russian pilots would then head home to watch the damage on CNN. The Russian logic was elegantly simple. Back then the average nuclear-powered aircraft carrier costs $1 billion, whereas the average anti-ship cruise missile costs $1 million or less. For the money they'd have spent on a single carrier, the Russians figured they could build 1,000 cruise missiles. Even if just a fraction of these missiles got through, all American carriers were dead in the water. China too is following the same trajectory. It has adopted the Russian Cold War strategy of attacking aircraft carriers with waves of bombers armed with its cruise missiles. To counter the missile threat to its carriers, the Americans are relying on the F-35 as a cruise missile killer. More than $1 trillion have already been spent on this troubled project. Even if the F-35 is able to miraculously overcome its shortcomings, The S-400 destroys this strategy. Lockheed Martin claims the F-35 has such advanced electronics that it can jam anything directed at it. But the S-400 won't be easy to shake off. It has many features, specifically designed to overcome countermeasures and stealth, such as a larger, more powerful radar that is more resistant to jamming. It also actually has a set of 3 missiles of varying range that provide overlapping layers of defense. The F-35 backers say the aircraft can emit frequencies which can confuse and disable the S-400. But the U.S. Navy acquisition of 22 Growler jamming aircraft suggests the F-35 jamming capability is not really all that it's cracked up to be. Pentagon officials are in an awkward position. If the Pentagon was to invest in more electronic warfare aircraft, such as the Growler, it would signal a lack of faith in the F-35 capability to penetrate enemy airspace. Equally, if it didn't invest in additional electronic warfare capabilities, the lives of F-35 pilots could be at risk, with the proliferation of more advanced air defense weapons in countries such as China. As of now, Beijing will only receive 4 of these systems, but even this small number will be enough to create the daddy of Iron Domes over future battlefield theaters. So, if you are an F-35 pilot, here's a piece of advice. Stay out of range. Please, let me know your thoughts on this topic. And also, don't forget to subscribe.